This video is about mindset. I have made pretty strong arguments on some of my other videos, and I encourage you to check them out, where I talk more into depth about why I think that mindset's the most important aspect of your trading. And, very simply put, if you don't have the right mindset, you can have the best technical analysis in the world. But if you don't have the right mindset, you're not even going to follow the rules of your technical analysis. So, in short, that's why I think that mindset's the most important thing. Now, this video specifically is going to be addressing how to look at your losses so that you can have a more empowering mindset, more constructive mindset that keeps you in the game. Because what happens is if you don't have the right mindset, those losses can get at you. They eat at you, and gets the monkey brain going, and it's not a good thing. You can do you might take some days off from trading because you're all discouraged, or you might revenge trade or whatever else. I've revenge trade, guilty. I've done it, and whenever I have done it, I have never ever made back what I lost, and I usually lose even more. So just don't do it. Just don't do it. But there are some things that you can do inside here that help you stay out of those destructive patterns. And I got three things that I do specifically that I hope that will help you out. And leave comments and let me know what you think. Subscribe if you like this, because mindset's one of my favorite things. And I don't profess to be the best trader out there. I've got some solid, consistent results, which is all I'm after. I'm not looking for my 10-to-1s and my crazy amazing trades, or I need to have 90% accuracy or anything like that. I just want to be consistent. And if as long as you can be consistent and keep your headspace correct, you are going to be a successful trader. And so that's where I'm at. So I'm going to share with you what it is that I do to help out, and hopefully it helps you. So let me know. So I'm going to first tell you a story. Our brains are meaning-making machines. They are always constantly making meaning out of things. And sometimes when we tell ourselves a story about what just happened, and it gets to be like it's not a very positive story, it can actually affect your mindset and bring you down. And I'm going to give you an example that was given to me when I was a teenager. There was a gentleman that's sitting in a train, and across from him is another gentleman, and he's clearly out of it. Kind of looks like he's maybe drugged up or something like that. Kids are running around. He's clearly not paying attention, because the kids are starting to be disruptive. They're rambunctious. They're bothering other passengers, and so the guy that's watching all this happen, he's like, kind of like leans in and waves, "Hello, sir. Hello, sir." And the guy kind of comes to, what? Dude, you gotta bring your kids in or something, because like they're bothering people. Like I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he brings the kids in and gets them to sit down and talks to them and pays attention a little bit, and then he looks back up at the other guys. I'm really sorry. We're on our way home from the hospital. My wife, their mom, just died, and I got no idea how I don't know what to do. And the kids, they don't even know what's going on yet. And yeah, I'm really sorry. Well, automatically, that completely changes the story that's going on inside a gentleman's head. He's like, whoa, I just went from this guy's negligent, strung out on drugs, completely oblivious to his own kids, to, geez, this guy's grieving. He needs help, right? It completely changes his mindset, and it completely changes the context of the entire situation. And that is the power of mindset. That's the power of what these stories that run inside our head have on us. And so when you're trading and you take a loss, what's the story that you're telling yourself? Because that is what's going to create a context around your losses. So What are the 3 things that I do to make sure that I've got a positive context around my losses? Because they happen. Number one, an exercise that I do, I actually laugh. Now, I never used to. Remember, I traded a demo account for over a year before I even traded live money, real money. And so even in the demo account, like when I would lose, I would get hard on myself. I'd be like, you dumb, you knew not to do that. And then I would get mad. And that doesn't help. It doesn't help. So I've been guilty of this. And still, every once in a while, I slip up. But what I do as a mental exercise is that I laugh, because automatically when you do that and you do it often enough, it actually does play tricks with your mind and it changes your mental state. And now I actually chuckle. It used to be like kind of like, right? But now I actually have a good laugh about it. And people that have watched me trade live, they laugh with me because it's kind of goofy that I laugh, right? And it changes the mood. It completely it revitalizes anything that could be possibly negative from having a loss. And so it's a good exercise. That's one thing. The next thing that I do is I look at it as a win. I do. And I know this sounds weird, but here's how I do it. Again, our brains are powerful. You can actually trick your brain into thinking that a loss is a win. And here is how. You know how businesses, big corporations, they'll say, we lost $1.5 billion this year. But they didn't. They just made $1.5 billion less than they did the year before. But they still profited $20 billion or whatever. But they say, we lost $1.5 billion. And then that affects their stock price and whatever else. Because people are goofy like this. They're funny people. People are so goofy, stupid meanings that they do inside their head. But that's how powerful it is. I'm going to use that same idea, that same trick, to help me think that my losses are wins. And here's how. I always have good money management. I always have my stop loss set. There's never a trade where I don't put a stop loss. And I know a lot of people disagree with this, but here's why I do it. Because if my stop loss gets hit, I'm like, whew, it's a good thing I put my stop loss. Otherwise, I would have lost more money. I made money because I had a stop loss in place. Take it another step further, and let's say, for instance, here's a screen with some back tests that I've done. And so I got a profit factor of 3 here. These are the numbers from this back test. Now, obviously this back test isn't really complete. I'm just showing you these numbers. So I've got some trades in here where it's a full stop loss, right? The 3% is still gone. Where are some stops here? Okay, yeah. So here's some trades where I would have closed out early because I got confirmation that in the back test, I got confirmation that it was going the other direction, and so you go ahead and you close out early so that you don't lose the full amount. Well, the difference between say 1.07 and 3 is 1.93. So that is a win, because I could have lost 3%, but I only lost 1. So what are the numbers here? So yeah, I could have lost. What's 3% of this? Let's just quickly change this to 2. So minus 2. So 3% is $1,600, right? So instead of losing $1,600, I only lost. I need the negative 1.07. Instead of that, I only lost $872. So I actually made money. I made money on that loss, right? So that's that shift of mindset. Okay, so that's the second thing. The third thing that I do is that I used to run a business, and I also managed businesses prior to having my own business. And in the business that I was in for myself was marketing. And you've got your profits and you got your expenses. Well, your expenses, typically speaking, in a good marketing agency, you're going to be looking at about 30% profit. So if you're If your gross income is $100,000, you're probably going to take home, or the company will probably take home about 30,000 if you've got a good functioning agency. When I was in the tire industry, I managed a tire shop, and you would always aim for about 30% margin. That'd be about what you're after. Now, sometimes you'd sell tires at 60-70% profit, and that was because you had to pay people, and so you want to make sure that when you pay people, after you pay for the tire, you pay for the lights, and you pay for the computers, and you pay for the tools, and you pay for the people, labor, and all that stuff, you want to have about 30% left over if you can, right? So that's that's a very, very basic model that applies to all business. Well, your losses are a cost of doing business. Just like a tire shop has to buy tires in order to profit, you're going to have to take some losses in trading in order to get some wins. It's just the way that it works. And because your technical analysis is good and your mindset is strong, you are going to be profiting more than you're losing. Same as business. You've got your cost of doing business, and hopefully, if you're doing it properly and you've got the right mindset, you're going to be profiting more than what you're losing or what your expenses are. Losses are your cost of doing business. And that's how you shift your mindset. So, I hope that this is helpful. I'm pretty passionate about mindset, something that I think about a lot. And by shifting your mindset on things, you can change your entire life, not just in trading. But this is so impactful. Think about other things that happen to you in life in other areas. Maybe it's in your relationships. Maybe it's in your community. Maybe it's whatever. Like, some of you might be spiritual. I don't know. But any area of your life, if something happens, ask yourself, am I actually looking at this in the right context? Am I creating a context that is positive or negative? Is it constructive or is it destructive? Anyway, a little bit longer than what I envisioned, but I'm going to create a context that I got my job done and that you are enjoying this video. And if you're not, please leave a comment. And if you are, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And whether or not this helps. Okay, I think that's it. I don't know. I'm not really good at this YouTube stuff. I know I'm supposed to say all kinds of nice things to get more subscribers and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know how to do all that. You guys have a good day. Talk to you later.